The fuck is it? What the fuck?
The fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy, The Goons, and we're back for episode number 46 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. In the last episode, we done fucked up, but then we solved the case. We got a little bit closer. So let's go ahead and continue the summation examination. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach a conclusion.
This is absurd.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for its final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Oh shit.
Not guilty.
Oh shit.
Guilty.
What?
Guilty.
What?
Not guilty.
Okay, fuck those two. Fuck those assholes. Fuck you. Let me just say that much.
2 call for guilty and 4 call for not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage! The prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
On what grounds?
If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's trial.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zeeks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue.
Alright, settle the fuck down.
Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible.
What?
The name of the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false.
I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night.
Could I say something? Who was that? You spoke? It was me, my lord.
Juror number 5.
What have you to say, madam? If possible, Inspector.
Me, ma'am.
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again, the one in which the gentleman is shown.
All right, yes, this one you mean, of Mr. Benedict.
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What? No.
Good gracious!
Oh shit. She friends with a criminal.
Juror number 5, how on earth? I am a communications officer, stop!
I am a communications officer, Jesus. As we can clearly see.
The gentleman in the photograph, stop! Is also a communications officer, stop! He works in my office, stop! A very talented operator, in fact, stop! He should be in the communication station now, stop! Tapping away in the telegraph, stop!
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we'll imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
Yeah, I suppose that's it.
If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangement with all haste.
As your lordship bids.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson?
Yes, my lord.
I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawn burglaries on the day in question. Come to my chambers during recess.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.
Oh, shit. It's barely fucking lunchtime right now. It's 12:40. So this is about the halfway point, which if it really is halfway, we're on 46 right now, and we're about like 5 minutes in, barely. We started the trial in 42, so on the realest shit, we might be able to clutch this before 50, depending on how long the rest of this shit is. We'll see, though. I really hope it just finishes right at 50. Gina, how are you holding up? Starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders now.
Jenny, are you alright?
What the fuck did she say?
Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why go to all this trouble and fight so hard for the likes of me? What? Are you excited, that picture?
What picture?
You mean this? The photograph taken by Hurley's red-handed recorder? Well, I didn't think he would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure. It's hopeless. Anyone who sees that's gonna think I did it, ain't they?
Well, I won't pretend it wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court.
Surely you've got to have your doubts about me now. You can't still think I'm innocent.
Of course I can.
Ginny, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Una's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, we'd really like to hear it from you.
She can't because she did it. No, I'm kidding.
Alright then. It was after we had that dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we?
Yeah, I remember.
After that, I just couldn't get to sleep, so I slipped out and went down to the street 2 to 1. To Winterbank's place. I had to know if Iris's story was there or not. The hand of the Baskervilles. I don't know what it's about or nothing, but if you ask me, there's something in it that Sholmes don't like. Something what he don't want people reading. So that's why Lloyd Iris by sticking it in love with Winterbank for safekeeping. At least that's for a thought at the time.
So you broke into Winterbank's?
I just had to know if he was there or not. I mean, I had no idea how that was going to kick off, did I? I struck the lock and snuck inside. It was dark as you like in there. So I gave the oil lamp on the counter a bit wick, and that's when...
What are you doing?
Ugh! I nearly died, I did, and next thing I knew...
The picture got her.
I grabbed the gun off the cannon and was waving in the air like... I don't know what.
Ah, so you're the girl who was in here this afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets went in for armed robbery.
The metal script. Have you got it here?
Did James leave a load of paper with you?
Did James leave a load of papers with you? A story?
I beg your pardon?
The hounded something or other. If it's here, I want to see it.
I'm sorry, young lady, but I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers.
I don't want it. What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see if it's here, that's all.
Yeah, you want to see it, do you?
I want to know if Show's really pawned it or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go.
Oh, very well then.
It's not his voice, I know.
But for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would you?
Send the old cave, unlocked the storeroom door and we both went inside. And it was there, alright. The metal script. Shows went lying after all. You did all that just to check for me, Ginny. Anyway, then there was a bit of a kick-up out in the main bit of the shop.
The Skulkin brothers arriving on the scene, yes.
What's all that noise? Someone's breaking in.
Me, is there some burglars is there some burglars convention here tonight that I need to know about?
I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry.
I better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back?
Hey, well, I'll come with you, Ed.
Now, don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances.
And with that, he took the gun out of my hands and walked back into the shop. I hung back in his storeroom like he said, straining my ears in the dark to hear what was going on. It sounded like they'd gotten a bit of a scrap. I started to think I should help, see? So I was just about to go to the storeroom when...
2 gunshots.
I had a couple of shots go off. 2, I think, almost at the same time. And there he was, right at my feet, lying face down on the floor. I was right there next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it shut and locked it quick as I like.
Because you thought whoever had shot Mr. Winterbank might come for you?
Yeah, so I went to grab the old cave's gun. I figured I'd hope to fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. Winterbank was a goner.
What?
I thought I felt it in my head all of a sudden, kind of dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing.
What? That was when you passed out, Gina.
If I hadn't done what I've done, the old cove might still be alive.
Tell the police everything you just told us?
Of course I did, but they didn't believe a word of it, did they? After they said all they said was if I keep telling lies, I'll make things even worse for me. It'll be alright, Ginny, don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. Who knows about to put the real culprit through the mill? That cove was in there the afternoon. That Eggert Benedict.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I still remember how he looked at me like I was nothing. He was there that night.
So where does the third bullet come into play? Because we know... I don't know. We don't know his real name yet. But I'm convinced he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty.
Hey, what? You can leave it all in Reno's capable hands now, Ginny. Mr. Naruto,
Yes?
how come you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, have you forgotten what happened here before? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and McGill did, and we told you a whole pack of lies. And you got the betroger off with him, even though he was a killer.
No, I could never forget that.
Oh,
I did what I thought was best at the time, but the pain of that error of judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, I forget I also made you a promise. Told you I'd be on your side to the bitter end no matter what.
but what if I'm lying? You could be working to get another killer off the hook for all you know.
I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in a trial.
You were?
Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. And strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I was sure that no one would believe it was me who'd done it.
Oh, Reno.
But there was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me and was prepared to defend me. My best friend. Yeah, well, I get chills whenever I hear this music. Rinosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me and I'll do the rest. I was so happy I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me, not completely. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute, unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute, unwavering belief in him. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first.
What are you saying?
I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry. I won't let you down.
Even though I'm a diver and a no good liar?
You're not like McGilded. I know that.
That's right, you're a friend, Ginny. Iris.
We know you better than you think. And we've come to the conclusion you're someone we can trust.
Yes,
That's really all we need to know.
exactly. Oh, Mr. Naruto,
Defendant Gina Lestrade and her legal representative. Court proceedings are about to resume. Please head into the courtroom immediately.
Yes, of course. Thank you. She was crying. She was crying, bro. I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to put your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is it at last. The final chapter. The final battle. Wish me luck, Susato-san. And I hope you're watching over me too, partner. Yo, this shit give me chills, bro. Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Ooh, 17th of April, 1:41 p.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Oh, I'm fucking everybody up. No, nobody's safe. Not even you, Judge. Yo, the music. Yo, the music kind of crazy.
I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zix, what have you successfully subpoenaed the witness?
The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem.
I see. Then let us turn our attention to Inspector Gregson's preface of the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of this third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector.
Yes, I can only apologize, my lord.
And although the defense's chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom. It's a big mistake to curse early in me, a very big mistake.
My lord! The subpoena's witness has arrived in the building.
Thank you, officer. Show him to the witness stand without delay.
Mr. Eggert Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon, and certainly not like this. Why are they all there?
Thank you for complying with the court subpoena at such a short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer. Mr. Graydon and I both work at London Central Communications Station. Now,
God damn it.
Perhaps somebody would kindly explain what all this is about.
You were appraised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume?
Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at Pawnbrokers here on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there the night in question.
That is the accusation, indeed.
This really is beyond a joke, you know. Very well, without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Graydon. You'll respond to the accusation made against you under oath. Ah, gladly, my lord, gladly.
Alright, bro. I can't with him. I can't with him, bro.
Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting such an outrageous accusation, even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective's homebrewed tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence.
Alright, so we need to press statement 4 and at some point pursue Nash.
So you deny the allegation completely, do you? I must say I'm dismayed for the highest court of the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy.
It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands that the jury's will is upheld.
It would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today.
By Jolly!
How long am I expected to be detained here?
If, following the defense's cross-examination, your involvement in this matter has not been established, you'll be free to leave immediately.
Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least.
Let us not hold up Mr. Graydon any longer than necessary, counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination. So we meet again, Mr. Eggert Benedict. Or is it Mr. Graydon?
My apologies, you are...
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met.
If you say so. Ashley Graydon, enchanté. So?
Ah!
I trust we can conclude this quickly.
Ugh, but I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. Looks like we are, bro. Because I don't see it on his fucking head. Looks like we are. The accusation. Alright, so we need to go to number 4 and press that shit.
Hold it!
Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question of that. Mr. Sholm's chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such.
But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of one of these two miscreants.
Every individual's blood is a slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Sholmes...
Spare me the science lesson. Who is this Sholmes character anyway?
Oh, I assumed all Londoners would know the name. He's a great, well, renowned detective.
So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective.
A great detective, you say?
Excuse me.
Are you got something to say, big man? You have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin?
Hey, what, me?
No, the Mr. Skulkin next to you.
Right, I'm out of day with this. How many times have I got to tell you?
Yes, I know, you're not Big Bruv Sulky. Mr. Nash Skulkin.
Come on, we got that. You what?
Is it not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that information with the court?
Me thoughts. I don't have none of them. It must have been him. You what?
Mr. Nash Skulkin, answer the question, please! What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke?
Nothing, honest, nothing. I was just thinking, if he waves his arms around like this much more, it'll open up the wounds again, that's all.
What wounds?
Well, I took the bullet, of course. It was only 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healed up yet. So I was, well, you know, I was worrying for him and... Oh, bells!
Mr. Graydon, did you hear that?
What?
Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm.
My lord?
Yes, Mr. Graydon.
I have no idea what these 2 wretches are talking about. Certainly I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations.
We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet hole in the wall, that person was likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir? The left arm you're currently clasping with your right hand as if in pain?
No, I refuse. You've shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy.
Alright, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all this. I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offence at the insinuation that I was in any way involved.
You claim to have had nothing to do whatsoever with Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery.
My lord, the defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's formal testimony.
Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Graydon.
Yeah, we got him now. I got him now. So now I press 5.
Hold it!
I pursue Gregson. Never had anything to do with it. You forget that I was there, Mr. Graydon, on the very afternoon of the incident.
Obviously, I'm not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to finish my study.
Yeah, objection. No, you were there to redeem an article.
Is that right? Excuse me.
What do you have to say, man? What's up, Gregson? Something to add, Inspector?
Come again, Sunshine.
You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector, that afternoon?
Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbroker's afternoon. Your young Japanese assistant and the accused were all present, as I recall.
And at the time, this witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article.
Well now. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly.
What? But you must!
I'm not gonna lie and pretend I remember something I don't.
What's going on here?
Gregsy showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed at Winterbanks.
Yeah, of course.
Indeed, and the gentleman picture bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say.
That's literally him. Exactly, which proves that Mr. Graydon was in the shop on the afternoon in question.
He's lying, Your Honor. He's not telling the truth.
At no point have I denied that fact.
Oh.
I merely entered the shop to peruse the articles on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more.
This makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Graydon might be trying to cover his tracks. But why would Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? That's all he's going to say on the matter, is it?
What do you think, Bruno?
I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware that the less he says, the less chance he has of giving himself away.
The complete opposite of Hurley, then. He seems to think the more he says, the better.
Well, at least I managed to prise a little more information from these witnesses' lips. All thanks to the Skulkin brothers.
Yes, they were the key to it after all.
So he says he has nothing to do with Windibanks. Well, we know that's not true.
Perhaps now would be a good time to have a proper look through the court record.
Good idea. You never know what tiny scrap of information can become a valuable weapon. Yeah, I know what we need to do. We need to present the music box disc at number 5? Why? Music box disc. I'll present that shit. You ever seen this disc before, Mr. Graydon?
Why? Is it supposed to mean something?
The disc was, until the day of his murder, in pawn at Mr. Windibank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon?
As I've reiterated numerous times now, you're mistaken. That was not me. I've never seen that disc before in my life.
May have escaped your notice, but there's a small smear of blood on the disc.
Oh yes, resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps?
That's right, the surface of the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. So, while the disc bears the remnants of that skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear the remnants also in the form of a scratch.
Good gracious! Indeed it must!
Mr. Graydon, Jesus. You refused to allow a court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on this disc.
Well. It would seem I underestimated you.
What was the meaning of this?
So you admit it now. You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant.
Order! Well, Mr. Graydon?
It would appear there's been there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc as you put it, no, quite the reverse.
What are you trying to say?
It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item you own out of the pawn?
What?
It would seem, Mr. Graydon, that in this piece of evidence my learned friends established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now.
As you wish, though I'm quite sure it has nothing to do whatsoever with the pawnbroker's murder.
Alright, here we go. It's time for the disc cross-examination.
There's a note on the disc saying if I'm McGilded, but the item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later the same night.
Interesting.
Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGilded, you say? That famous London philanthropist? Who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder?
Yes, my lord, the one and the same.
Good Lord, Mr. Graydon! Are you saying that Mr. McGilded and yourself are acquainted?
Yes, that's correct.
Bro's lying! He's not telling the truth!
Order! Well, I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again.
According to what Gina told us, this disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGilded himself gave instructions to deposit at Windibanks.
It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it?
In all likelihood, he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon at Windibanks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason.
Counselor, you will commence your cross-examination, please.
Alright, here we go. I'm actually going to end the episode, though. We'll do this in the next episode. So let me save. Let me save. Thank you for watching. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and do this. Because what is it? It's everything here. And then something else is going to happen. And then we're on part 4. So on the realest shit, I think we're good to finish by 50. I think we're good. So let me end the episode. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.